Hey, this is Chaotic here with another CZN video. Today we're going to talk about Deanna, her skill set very quickly, and then also her partner and synergies with some of the other characters. So let's get right into it. The keyword that we're going to be looking at here today is Quietus, and when a card is discarded, activate this card. Essentially, without paying for the AP cost, if a card with a Quietus keyword is discarded, then it automatically gets played. And then the other word, resonance, is going to be similar to Mark, where you have stacks of debuffs on the target, and on discard, the stack will decrease by 1 and the character will perform an 80% extra attack. And then she's also going to have Heartbreaker and Heartshaker, one being an attack, the other being a skill card. So let's go into With All My Heart, which is a Heartbreaker. So Heartbreaker itself is a bullet card with a haste and exhaust, and there's two parts to this card. So the first part, 80% damage, discard one random bullet card, and then the second part is if this card is discarded, then 120% extra attack to a random enemy. So Epiphany 1 is going to be the consistent one, where instead of 2, you create 3 Heartbreakers. And then version 3, change all 1 cost or lower exhaust cards in hand to Heartbreaker. So if you have multiple cards in hand that you don't need, whether it's her card or someone else's card, 1 cost or lower, you can change all those into Heartbreaker for a lot of damage. And version 4 is the version that apply Quietus to all exhaust bullet cards in hand. So if we're looking at this card itself, applying Quietus will allow you to discard that card and gain not only the 80% and discard 1, but also the 120%. So if you're able to discard a Heartbreaker that's Quietus keyword, then you'll get a 200% damage, as well as discarding another random bullet card. And then version 5 is the upgrade, and this will thin out your deck. At the start of your turn, play 2 or create 2 Heartbreakers, and then the ability to create 1 more if 5 or less heart bullets are owned. So then now let's move on to the next card, Khmer Milk and Pong. This is the card for Heartshaker. Heartshaker is an exhaust skill, also with haste and 1 resonance, discard 1 random card from draw pile, and then if this card is discarded, 2 resonance to random enemy. So either you gain 1 resonance and discard 1 from draw pile, or 2 resonance to random enemy. Now if you're able to get Quietus on this card, then you'll get both of those effects. So so we're going to skip through most of these. They're just able to create Heartshakers and then be able to proc those. Version 3 is similar to the previous one for Heartbreaker, but you'll change 0 cost exhaust cards into random heart bullets. So you can either get Heartbreaker or Shaker from this version. And then version number 4, 1 resonance to random enemy for each different bullet card in hand. So if you're playing her with other characters that play bullet cards and you have multiple bullet cards, then you'll be able to maximize the potential for this Epiphany. And number 5, retain and unique. So it will change Heartshaker in hand into Heartbreaker if you play this card, and on retain, create 1 Heartshaker. So keeping this in hand, you'll be able to play Orlea's Will Light to proc the Heartshaker, and then play this card itself to change all your Heartshakers to Heartbreakers. And Heartbreaker is the damage version, so you'll be able to acquire multiple shakers and then change them into breakers. Pistol Purification is our damage card, and most of these will do some damage, as well as gain resonance stacks or proc resonance stacks. Version 3 will proc up to 10 times. If you're able to stack resonance through Heart Shaker and you're not able to proc them as often, then this version will be able to proc up to 10 resonance stacks at a time. And then version 4, plus 100% damage amount for each bullet card discarded this turn. If you're able to play or discard up to 20 to 30 bullets, then at the end of your turn, you'll be able to play this card for huge damage potential, upwards of 2,000 to 3,000% damage, depending how many bullets you discarded. And then version 5 is just the AoE version of this card. Blooming Love is her utility card, whether it's drawing cards, discarding cards, and proccing resonance. Version 4 is unique in that it will discard all bullet cards in hand, so if they have quietus on those bullet cards that can be applied through the other card, then you'll be able to discard all of them for the quietus effect, as well as 80% extra attack for each discarded. So this one has massive damage potential. And then number 5 is the upgrade, and with no quietus cards are in hand, then you draw a quietus card only one time per turn. So even if you had a quietus card in the initial draw, and then the middle turn you ran out of quietus cards in your hand, this will still draw that quietus card. Although this card itself will not be able to discard to proc those quietus effects. And then her ultimate card, which draws 2 exhaust bullet cards for 300% damage increase by 30% for each different bullet card in hand. So technically, I think she can have up to 3 different bullet cards for 90% damage. So you're looking at close to 600% damage if you meet all the conditions, which isn't too high damage for a 2-cost card, but it does have some utility by drawing 2 exhaust bullet cards. And then if we look at her Ego 1 is plus 100% damage amount to Liberate Feelings card and changes draw count of exhaust bullet cards to 3. This is a decent one to have. This version, Ego 2, each time an ally discards a card, gain 2 flutters, and at the end of the turn, 200% extra attack with to the target with the highest HP, and increases damage amount of extra attack by 10% for each flutter. So max of 20 stacks, so up to 200% damage. So this can deal a decent amount of damage at the end of the turn. It's not huge, but it can be helpful. Ego 3, change of the Radiant Smile to 4, and the creation of count of heart bullets to 4 cards. I think this is for her Ego itself. And then 4 is the one that you're going to be chasing if you're trying to acquire multiple copies of this character. 30% damage to Diana's extra attacks, and then plus 1% for each flutter. So technically, if you have 20 stacks, then you can gain up to 50% damage for each extra attack. This is a standard. 6 is each time an ally discards a card, gain an additional 2 flutters, increase the max stack by 10. So you'll be able to stack up these flutters more quickly, and then max also stacks will increase to 30. Don't think this one is too good in terms of Ego level 6. If you are chasing copies, I would recommend 4 at max. And then let's take a look at her partner.
디아나님의 신곡 연주를 들으러 오셨나요?
Her partner is actually pretty good. They did increase the base amount for the attack percent. Previously it was 8%, now at 1 copy the base is 16%, and then when a Passion Quietus card of the Sun Combatant is discarded, plus 5% critical damage, max of 4 stacks. So this will be 20% critical damage, and then if you can get multiple copies, that can be increased as well. When 3 bullet cards are discarded, the assigned combatant performs a 200% extra attack on a random enemy 2 times per turn. So up to 400% extra attack if up to 6 bullet cards are discarded. So this one has good use, not just for her. Other characters can use this as well. And the ego is rather good. 3 Die-Hard Fan. Die-Hard Fan. Let's see. I'm not sure where it says, but Die-Hard Fan, I think it was plus damage or extra attacks for 3 turns. So not only can she use this, but another character like Hugo could potentially use this without having the other benefits of the card, but gain the extra damage bonus. But through this ego, you're also drawing 1 card and discarding up to 2 cards, which can proc her Quietus. But in terms of synergy, I think she pairs really well with Nia. Nia's Adagio can draw cards, discards cards, and let's see. So let's see. Version 1 to draw 2, discard 2, and then also her Curiosity, you will be able to choose 1 card out of 3 and then put that into your hand while discarding 2 other cards. So by discarding the other 2, you can already proc those effects if they're bullet cards or if they have Quietus effects. And then also, I think Soul Rip has a Epiphany that can be useful. Yeah, so version 3, when a card in hand is discarded, the combatant who owns the card performs 1 extra attack. So each time that is discarded, then you'll gain a 100% extra attack, and this card has Retain on it. So if you like to play Nia, she pairs definitely really well with Deanna, with the discard function of her mechanic. I'm not too high on this type of gameplay, and the character design itself does not appeal to me. So for now, I'm going to skip this character. This banner is good for 4 weeks, and I believe the next banner comes out in 3 weeks, so there's going to be some overlap. So you'll definitely be able to have time to pull for her if you want to save up and see what the next character looks like. I believe the half anniversary is coming out, and there's some information regarding Tenebria, which is the E7 character, being released sometime soon too. So I would definitely hold your pulls if you're not 100% sure. I think the general consensus right now is she is quite strong, definitely worth your pulls if this is a character that you like. But if you're not sure and you're on the fence, for now, just hold until you see the next character. And as always, have a great day. Leave a comment below if you leave a comment below and let me know if you're going to pull or not for her, or if you're rather saving for the next character.